Hey guys, it's Morgan. We're finally back with the KDX. I'm so excited to finally be working on this motorcycle. I know it's been a long time. I'm sorry about that. I've been so focused on getting the beta stuff done. That bike's all done. Now it's time to just do a bunch of testing and stuff on that. So now it is time to work on the venerable KDX. This is a 1998 KDX 200. In my opinion, the 200 was a way better bike than the 220. I'm very, very grateful to have this one. We got this from our good friend Robbie Noyles. Thank you, Robbie, so much. This has been an amazing bike. It's funny, I had this weird comment on here on YouTube. Some guy freaking out saying, this is not a beginner bike. This is not a, it's a motocross bike, an 8-hour. I don't even know what that's all about. As far as I'm concerned, this is a great beginner bike. It is also a bike that can win races. Jeff Fredette won a ton of races on these. My buddy Fritz won a ton of races on the old air-cooled version. So yeah, it can be raced, but it's definitely not a motocross bike. Kawasaki never intended this to be a motocross bike. I mean, it's got a headlight and a taillight on it. So anyway, it's time to do the work. Make sure you go back and watch the other videos in this series. I think there's only one right now, but depends on when you're watching this. There might be lots and lots by the time you see this. Yeah, make sure you check them out. We're going to get after this thing. We got lots and lots to do. Tonight, I say tonight because I'm at my home shop. If you guys are new here, this is my home shop. This is not Highland Cycles. This is at my house. I'm not going to tell you where that is. No offense, but I like to keep it private. But it is a very nice shop. Let me show you. I'm very blessed to have this big place. This is obviously the motorcycle world, bicycle world. We got my van world. We got camping world. We got my kids' Dodge truck. The empty spots where my wife parks. I got my wife's woodworking stuff, the tiny tractor, fly tying is over there. We got a rifle over there, ping pong table. Anyway, I like this place. It's 40 by 60 in case you're wondering. No, it's not insulated yet. We will get there eventually. Couldn't afford to do it right when we built the place, but we got it done. I have to do a huge shout out to the biggest sponsor of this channel, Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Guys, they are amazing. They help me out so much. They help this sport out a ton. They are awesome folks. They're employee owned. They're based in Utah. They're amazing. If you like to shop with them, please consider using the link in the description below. That really does help us out a ton. It's really changing my life, honestly. We're changing this channel, growing it into cool things. We're doing cool stuff because of them. They provided a ton of parts. There is the pile of parts. This is a mess, so get over that. There's a pile of parts right there in the oil and stuff like that, specifically for this motorcycle. So big thanks to Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Also, huge thank you to Onyx Off-Road. Use the link in the description if you want to sign up for Onyx. They're crazy that they're helping a guy like me out. You'll save 20% if you do that. So anyway, the biggest problem with this motorcycle right now is that the rear linkage is horrific. It is so loose and so terrible. We got new linkage bearings. Obviously, the tires are junk. Anyway, got a lot of stuff to do. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to take the seat and tank off. And then we're going to probably get the subframe off, maybe. I don't know. Seat and tank, rear wheel, swing arm, linkage. That's where we're starting. We're going to do that. We'll replace those bearings, and then we'll move forward. We got new tires, tough tires for this thing. New chain sprockets, all kinds of stuff. The motor runs really good, so not going to be doing any motor work. So if you're here for motor work for the KDX, sorry, that's not what we're doing. We will not be doing any of that in this series. Now, eventually we'll be putting the top end in this thing, but it's a long way from needing that right now. Anyway, let's go grab some tools, get the seat and tank off. By the way, all the tools we're going to be using are Tusk tools, at least, I don't know about all of them, but a lot of them, as many as we can. Also, guys, wondering about the Tusk lift. This bike has been sitting on this Tusk lift now for over a month. Now, I put the lock in it, obviously, but check this out. It goes up. We can take the lock out, no problem. It hasn't fallen over. You can. It's good. I like it a lot. This is a great lift. Really good lift. Before the video is over, or I don't know, I don't know if you guys want to see it. but I am going to clean this area up over here so we can store some parts, because this thing's going to be apart for quite a while. One thing is not Tusk. These are snap-on 45-degree pliers. Honestly, if you don't have a set of good 45-degree pliers, you're no mechanic. They are probably the most used thing in my toolbox here or at my shop. Out of the way. Air filter looks pretty good. I'll show you guys here in a second. It's dirty, but it looks like it's sealing well and all that. It's got plenty of oil in it. Let's go ahead. And yeah, the bike is super dirty. It's night time. It's cold outside. I'm not going to wash it right now. Also, I like to wash these things when you get them apart. It's kind of nice. So, yeah, we will wash the bike. Go ahead and get the silencer off and out of the way. Try to basically make as much room on the back of the bike as I can to work on the linkage and all that stuff. All right. I'm going to go get the wheel off, and then I'll show you why we're doing with this. I showed it in one of the earlier videos on this thing, but yeah, and I could gross. So, the thing about KDXs is that they have a cotter pin, and that's kind of an odd thing. We'll go get some pliers to get that apart. That badly needs some grease. All right, guys and girls, let me show you what's going on here. And that might be loose, but either way, this thing needs serious attention. So now we're gonna take the brake off. I'm just gonna hang it up here. Get some. That kind of stays pretty good. Might grab a zip tie to keep it up there. Now I got to get rid of this chain because we got a new one for it. Wrap. By the way, guys, this thing, crazy handy. I'm no way affiliated with Makita. Dude, this thing is awesome. And someone's going to mention, what's not a Tusk ratchet? You're right, it's not. There's a lot of things I'm going to use at Tusk. I'm going to use as many Tusk tools as I can. Pretty sure Tusk doesn't make sockets and ratchets. This is an Icon though, so the whole build on this shop, the goal was to keep it affordable because I have very, very expensive tools in my very, very expensive shop where I make a living. I don't need to spend a whole bunch of money. So I got US General box, Icon stuff, so it's trying to keep it affordable here. So the swing arm pivot's got to come out here. So this has got to come off. So what we're going to do is I think with this, I can actually probably just pull this bolt here and just move this out of the way because the brake and all this stuff I think can stay here. I don't think we need to remove that. So let me get a 10, it looks like there. Then we should just be able to unhook the spring and move this thing out of the way. This is a Tusk T-handle and it's really nice because I like it a lot. Heavy duty, feel good, but then they also have a hex here. So if you want to get some, oomph on something, you can grab a hold of it. Now we'll put it back on because I don't want to leave this bike untethered because when it's up this far in the air, you don't want it to have a chance of coming off. A lot of these tips and tricks I'm sharing are because I've screwed it up before. So there we go. So I think I want to do is I want to get the swing arm out of the way. So I want to take this nut and bolt loose, because that's attached to the swing arm. Then we'll get the pivot. Then we can slide the swing arm out of the way. Then we can get to the rest of the linkage stuff. All right, guys, let me show you something I'm running into. First of all, I don't know what I'm doing bending so far over. This lift goes up quite a bit further. I'm a moron. Boom. Boom. To preserve these jacks, guys, you always want to take the pressure off and use the lock. If you don't do that, it will wear the jack out fast. So, all right, what I'm running into, you see how that doesn't want to come past this chain guide? So I might try to just force this thing past that rubber. There we go. So it looks like the nut is on this side. Most bikes it's on the other, but I might need to move this again. Just move that for now. Grab probably a 19. Let's see. Need a smaller socket. These are big impact sockets, so they're kind of thick. So the other cool thing about this series, guys, is going to be doing this at the house, and then you guys are going to get to see me figure out what tools I don't have and what I need. So it's going to be good. Yes, that's way too long of an extension, but I don't care. Yep, 19. Don't know if there's... There we go. Off the bike. I like that. I'm just looking at the bearings real quickly. Definitely glad I got new bearings. If you guys watch the channel much, you know I have an XR650, and this holds that no problem. It's a 300-pound motorcycle. And this thing says its maximum load is 300. XR probably weighs more than that with a big tank and everything, so it's held up well to that. Another little thing here, guys, running into chain roller. This is going to come off pretty easy, so we're going to grab some wrenches, pull that off so we can slide this off and probably replace that too. Oh, guys, the other thing that I will be doing in this series, I don't know about this series, but here at the home shop is I'm going to be using some of those toolbox widgets to organize my toolbox here, because it is terrible, honestly. I don't like to admit it. I'm not the most organized person, but those things have been a game changer at my box at the shop. So definitely going to be, I've got some for here, and we're going to be doing some organization. Don't move that. Move. There you go. That moved it up. That way I actually don't lose it. Just leave it right there. All this stuff gonna get super duper clean. All right, guys, got our grip mat. And I'm sorry for the advertising. I'm gonna stop apologizing for that here pretty soon. But for the guys who are whining about it, suck it. I don't really care. These are companies that I truly, truly believe in, that have reached out to me, or I've reached out to them, and they support me as this tiny little YouTube creator slash mechanic slash father slash husband, right? And they're willing to do work for me, and I very much appreciate it. So I'm going to do my very best to let you guys know about the stuff. Whether you buy it or not, that's up to you. You know, I don't really care. I mean, I care because I want you to do it because I like the companies. But if you don't, you don't. But these things are awesome. I love that they're squishy, move them around, they don't scratch anything. I mean, there's nothing to scratch here, but really nice. I also have these from Matco. I have no affiliation with them. These are pretty sweet, though, because they're magnetic. There you guys go. Let me grab you. So there we go. There is the linkage and rear, the pivoting parts of the rear suspension. The shock, obviously, still hanging there. Probably take a look at this bearing. It seemed pretty good before, so probably gonna leave that. Guys, this is not a restoration of this bike. This is I want to get it ready for my wife to ride, for other kids to learn how to ride and stuff like that. So it's not a restoration. We're not going back to like race ready. Now I am planning on racing this motorcycle, which is going to be fun. But I'm not going crazy, right? I'm not going to take it all the way down and clean, repowder coat and all that stuff. That's awesome. I love that people do that. That's not what I'm doing. Maybe someday I will, but right now I'm going through all the stuff that absolutely needs attention and taking care of it. So yeah, we got all that off. We're gonna wrap this episode up, guys. So everything's off, everything's ready to go. We got our Tusk linkage bearing kit, which is actually pretty cool. Comes with a shock bearing and both of these bearings and this bearing. It looks like it comes with all that, which is super cool. Really happy about that. I don't have swing arm bearings, but I'm taking a look at it. They seem to move pretty good. I don't know. We're going to find out. I might need those too. Yeah, I might need those. I thought I had some, but I guess I don't. So I'll probably be ordering a set of those. That's okay. We're going to get the linkage bearings done. We got this cool swing arm bearing installation tool, which is going to help us with that and the linkage bearings. This works for those too. So it works for any kind of bearing replacement. So they're pretty neat. It makes it a lot easier if you don't have a press. Like I don't have a press here. I don't have a big vise here. Yeah, that's all stuff at the shop. The next video, guys, is going to be replacing all these bearings and putting all that back together. Also, we'll be putting a tire on this bike and a new tube. Like I said, I've got a Tusk T35 I'm going to put on there. I've got Tusk tubes. Like I said, we're doing this whole thing Tusk. We've got Tusk graphics for it. I do have some IMS pegs. I did find these in an old bin of stuff at the shop. So I got some big IMS pegs, which is cool. But we got Tusk handguards, Tusk handlebars, grips, air filter, brake pads, all sorts of Tusk stuff. And I'm really excited to try it out. Yes, most of this stuff, or probably all of this stuff, is from China. Yeah, I'd rather buy it from the US, but honestly, finding stuff for a KDX from the US or Japan is rough unless you go direct to OEM. And that's cool, but I also know that a lot of you guys just don't have the money for that kind of stuff. So you save some money going with the Chinese stuff. And I want to test it out. If it sucks, it's going to suck, and we're going to find out. But I don't think it's going to suck. I think it's going to be pretty good. There she is, all in pieces. I love it. We're going to leave it like that on the stand. Again, big fan of the stand. I've been using it now for months. I really like it. If you guys want one, can't recommend it enough. I think that's going to call it for this quick little episode of rebuilding the KDX. I hope you guys like it. Comment below if there's something that you think I'm missing, something I should be doing. Don't comment motor work and all that stuff. Please don't do that. I'm not going to do it. Sorry, not on this round. I will eventually do it. But yeah, comment if there's something like, you know, minor that I probably should be doing that you don't think I'm doing. Also comment what you think about these little videos. I got to clean this whole thing up and make room. So next time you see this, this should look a lot nicer. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.